Harambee! Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, James Orengo has finally surrendered to William Ruto. James Orengo surrendered yesterday when William Ruto visited Siaya County. And according to James Orengo, Raila Odinga's words are actually final as far as broad-based government is concerned. James Orengo has been the face and the voice of opposition to broad-based government, particularly as far as the leadership of Luo Nyanza is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, listening to James Orengo surrendering, because in this video, I want us to understand why James Orengo finally surrendered, the situation which has forced him to do so.
Your Excellency the President, last night and this morning, Right Honorable Raila Odinga rang me and he asked me to make sure that the people in Siaya receive you well. And I'm glad that those instructions have been carried out. When Baba says right, we go right. When Baba says left, we go. Yadimu yenika Baba wacho right, what the right? He also asked me to bring his greetings to the people of Siaya. Yadimu wako mosmara ila Odinga. Your Excellency the President, I want to allay the fears of those who think you don't have Siaya in your heart. Last week, when I was talking with you, and you said you are coming to Siaya, you also confirmed that on the 16th of October this year, you are again coming to Siaya. President Duogo Siaya Katari Kaparga Uchel. We are going to have the Siaya International Trade and Investment Conference, and it will be presided by no other person than the President of the Republic of Kenya. And we are very, 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 very grateful. I want to say to the people of Siaya, particularly when my bishop, your word today of brothers staying together, a people united, will always succeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's James Orengo. James Orengo has been out of the political scene for a very long time. He's been unwell. And at some point it was being speculated that James Orengo had been poisoned. But we don't want to get into all those for now. For now, I want us to focus on the fact that Orengo finally surrendered, because the same James Orengo once told us that government eats their own people. Is this government eating James Orengo? Or is it possible that James Orengo is running away from being eaten by this government?
I want to talk to my sister Nyaugenya, Honorable Beth Mugo. We have gone through the trenches with you. You know when governments are in power, how they behave. I think probably you can give people on the other side a little education. That sometimes revolutions eat their own children. Yes. Government eats their own people. This government is going to punish you more than they will punish me. I'm telling you, in another 1 year, you will be crying in my office to come and represent you. I know, I can tell you. I've appeared for President Kibaki when he was in the opposition about laws which were made here. I've appeared for President Uhuru and Vice President Ruto when Kanu was going away. When Kibaki was taking away his members and making them ministers, I went to court on their behalf. But now that they're in power, they are forgetting. And power, when power gets...
So I want us to do a critical analysis. Why Orengo finally decided to surrender? Because before, Orengo used to be bold enough to tell off the president.
Napenda sana kusema ukweli. Kweli, nitasema. Hata kama Ruto angekuwa hapa, nitasema. Hata kama Moi alikuwepo, tulikuwa nasema. Hiyo na mjue, hatukukuwa na mtu mkali kuliko Kenyatta. Mimi nimefanya kazi na Kenyatta wakati nilikuwa university, nikaenda kwa bunge. Kenyatta akafa, mimi Orengo bado niko. Akaje Moi 23 years tukihangaika hapa Bungoma. Moi akafa, mimi Orengo bado niko. Kibaki akaja, Kibaki akafanya kazi, Kibaki akaenda, mimi nipo. Uhuru akaja, Orengo bado yuko pale pale. Sasa Ruto yuko, tutaona nani ataondoka, mimi nitakuwa pale pale.
But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you 5 reasons why Orengo finally decided to surrender. Number 1, James Orengo and his team have been living in the fear of impeachment. If William Ruto and Raila Odinga wanted to impeach James Orengo, they will easily do that, both at the Senate and at the Assembly. It's only that they had not decided. Because let's face the reality. Almost all MCs from Siaya, majority of them, are members of Odinga party. And politics is about 2 things: interest and betrayal. And the political interest of the MCs from Siaya, in my view, remains one: for them to be re-elected again. Odinga party can say, okay, we are going to ensure that you guys get direct tickets. Those who will vote for the impeachment, they'll just get someone to engineer the process. Orengo will be impeached. Then he will be taken to the Senate. William Ruto himself has told us that at the Senate, nothing much is happening. It's about money. So they'll be given money, Orengo will be off. Orengo will be out of office. So Orengo, I'm told, because I'm very close to most of the MCs there, and even his officials, county officials, senior of them, I'm close to them, that has been their biggest fear. In fact, when at some point, Opiyo and I started a meeting with Oduol, who is the deputy governor, he started a meeting with Gumbo, and at that particular time, even Atandi, Sam Atandi, one of the most popular MPs from the region, was not in good terms with him. There was the fear that Orengo was going to be impeached. Because one of the biggest strengths of Orengo was Atandi and the gay member of parliament. Gay member of parliament dumped him. In fact, I doubt if they're in terms today. So at that point, Atandi also kind of moved away from him. And that was their biggest fear, the fear of impeachment. Number 2, political isolation. You see, if you look at Siaya County, almost all MPs were supporting the broad-based government. The senator, the women rep, was supporting. The only person who was opposed to the broad-based government was none other than James Orengo. Opiyo and I comes from there. So the MPs had started moving around the county, selling the broad-based government. But Orengo was there opposed to it. They would go for political events or even burials in the villages. Orengo would be the only one opposed to the broad-based government. So Orengo was being isolated. So in most cases, these guys would then start organizing events without involving Orengo. One day I would go to, let's say, a particular constituency, initiate projects there with the MP and MCA. Orengo is not there. So Orengo was being isolated. And that can explain, I don't know, I'm not sure, but that can explain why when William Ruto had lunch at Opiyo and I's home, Orengo as the governor was missing. Why? Either because he felt that Wanda is undermining him or something like that. So the truth is, Orengo felt he was being isolated. So the only way was to make that strategic comeback.
I want to say to the people of Siaya, particularly when my bishop, your word today of brothers staying together, a people united, will always succeed. And we want Siaya to be united, but we also want Kenya to be united. And I'm glad, Your Excellency the President, you are on the road of putting Kenya together.
Number 3, I think it's about the Luo Nyanza and the broad-based government and William Ruto's politics. Let me ask you, maybe I could be wrong. If elections were held today, how do you think the Luo nation will vote? Will they vote for William Ruto or will they vote for someone else? The truth is, as things stand today, William Ruto is determined to win the support of the Luo Nyanza. And William Ruto is doing it in such a way that he will give Luo Nyanza no reason whatsoever not to support them. You go to Homa Bay, the kind of developments people are witnessing there. You go to Siaya, a lot of projects are being initiated. Even in Kisumu here, a lot of government projects are being initiated. The ones which are visible, tangible projects. And these people are comparing it to when Uhuru was the president. So they were like, kumbe, we thought we were in government when Uhuru was the president, but Uhuru was just playing with us. And because the Nyanza region might actually support William Ruto, it was putting Orengo in a very awkward situation. Orengo is a very strong man, politically speaking. He's bold. But again, just like I always explain, politics is a game of interest. His interest is to be re-elected. So he's bending backwards because of the trajectory the Luo Nyanza politics is taking. Number 4, 2027 politics. Orengo is the sitting governor for Siaya. And as a sitting governor for Siaya, Orengo is entitled to run again a second term as a governor. I'm persuaded that the reason why Orengo is now supporting broad-based government is because he wants to be re-elected. There is an opinion poll which was conducted and released, was it just yesterday or Friday? And in that opinion poll, they reported that if elections were held in Siaya, Orengo would lose. That's what they reported. I'm 100% sure that Orengo is also studying and commissioning opinion pollings. So he's well aware that the truth is, if elections were held, he's likely to lose, partly because of his opposition to broad-based government, perceived lack of development in Siaya. Perceived one. And lastly, we are talking of political economy. You know, William Ruto has perfected the art of, do I call it deception, political deception, which was used effectively by the former president, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. That if you don't support the government, then you don't get development. And that can explain why wherever the president goes, you'll always find people, trucks, construction materials being taken down there. So Orengo was feeling that, Homa Bay is developing. Why? Because Ruto is working with Gladys Wanga very closely. And the feeling was Siaya was being isolated. And that's why he was able to challenge the president to bring the developments he had promised. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what your thoughts are about James Orengo's move to surrender to Ruto until, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what your thoughts are about James Orengo's move to support William Ruto. Do you agree with him or not? Let me read your comments below. Until that time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.